I just finished the last day of my first tour here in South Korea, and I have to be honest, it seemed like it took forever to get here. Like I planned to come to South Korea a year ago, and so for the first week to already be over just feels really, really weird. So, but I'm going to show you, it was a really cool day. Very, very different day than all the other days, but really special in its own way, and a day of kind of being pampered, which was amazing. But first, let me just say, we stopped by it's Seoul tourism building. I would say it's sort of almost like a chamber of commerce, in America. But anyway, and I want you to tell me you don't see what I see on this postcard that I got for free. Right? You see it. You see it. Let's do it. So today I went on my first ever gondola ride. I think that's what they're called. I've been skiing before, but you had to go up on the little T-bar. And don't even get me started on that story. But we went to the DMZ, the demilitarized zone that separates North and South Korea. And you take a little ride over the river. And let me just say, I thought it was really interesting because nobody goes on that river because it's half and half north, half south. And I don't think I've ever seen a river before where there aren't boats or ships or, something. But it was just really cool. These are hope ribbons, wish ribbons. And they just line the fences. This place was really, really cool. My brother was stationed in South Korea in the military for a year. And I'd heard him talk about it. But it was really cool to be there and kind of see it for myself. We kept hearing gunfire. And I think some of our tour guests, or I guess I'm one of them. What am I saying? Anyway, they were like a little nervous. And being an Army brat, I hear that all the time. We were like, nope, they're just doing drills. Don't worry. So once we were done with that, we went to lunch. And you guys, I say this with every single meal, but this was one of the best ones I've had. And for the record, I don't even put pepper on my food at home. Kimchi scared me. I'm getting so used to it. I'm even going back for seconds and thirds. But this is kimchi and then radish, which I love both, believe it or not. But this soup was the best soup I've ever had in my life. It was like beef bone broth soup with some beef in it. And then you dump your rice in there. And I basically licked the bowl clean. It was so freaking good. Apparently it takes days and days to make this broth, and it tasted like it. You don't get anything like this in America, at least not unless you pay, $45 for it. It is always a great lunch when you also get alcohol. We had rice wine, makgeolli, and this was pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. Can't complain. I had a couple of little sips. Well, bowls. Okay, I had a couple of bowls. Yeah, it was pretty fantastic. Cheers. Love it. This is my new favorite treat. They do this little coffee vending machine. You just get a little tiny bit of coffee, and it's already sweet. It has creamer in it for you, and it's like the perfect way to end the meal. And then we walked down to a medical clinic, and we passed. This was like the herbal medicine part of town, and so you just walk by booth after booth after booth of ginseng and all these other roots and herbs and things like that. And that walk led us to this medical clinic, which is old and new combined. This is the medical clinic that inspired the look for Dr. Han's office in K-pop Demon Hunters. We did a red ginseng foot soak, and it was everything you would think it would be. It was fantastic. And there's Debbie and I playing footsie with each other. 2 people to a little foot bath. It was supposed to be relaxing, and we were supposed to be quiet. But this group, we enjoy each other too much. We just had too much fun. And Jonathan was hot, so we were trying to cool him down. Then we went into this massage room, and you stuck your legs in this thing, and it squeezed the shit out of them, and it was fantastic. And then you stuck your hands in these gloves that had like ointments in them, and then you did a hand massage. Shut up. It was fantastic. But this thing right here that basically just looks like a bed. I thought it was going to be like, like those chiropractor beds where you get on it and it kind of rolls a little bit. No. This table manages to beat you to a living pulp. And like it basically feels like somebody is holding like huge, I don't know, drumsticks and just beating you up on your backside in the most fabulous way you can ever imagine. And it's so loud and so rhythmic. It's like you're at some sort of like festival or something for Native Americans or something. If they're beating on a drum or something. Oh my God. I didn't want to ever get up. This is what AI says that I would, not this, but this is what AI predicted I would look like back in Josian era. Wrong gender, but I don't see it. I got to be honest. Then we went to the Seoul tourism department, and they gave us a calligraphy lesson.
속았다라는 말이지만 제주도 방언으로는 수고 많았어요라는 뜻이래요.
이 마지막이죠.
네네네.
Okay, last one is 폭삭 속았다. This is a dialect from Jeju Island.
And then we got to pick a saying that we wanted to write, and I chose "If he flings it, he flings it." Of course I did. And but first, before we could do that, we had to practice. And it's really all about the pen and the right pressure. You don't really move your hand at all. Am I an expert? No. Did I think it was cool? Hell yeah, I did. This is what it ended up looking like. It doesn't specifically say "If he flings it, he flings it." They basically took the concept of what I was saying and wrote that. Let's just pretend it says "If he flings it, he flings it." You see Jen's name down there in the bottom, and then Borhe in purple. Then we went to dinner. And again, just Korean barbecue that was out of this world. I always just love the setups, and I wish I could have this in my house. We drank, of course, soju mixed with beer. It's my new favorite thing. Jeannie was nice enough to mix it for me because, I am her elder, and she was serving us. We had a nice little cheers. Cheers. This is our final dinner together. Our final dinner. There were tears. It was really, really special. Everybody wants to come back immediately. I stuffed my face with meat. Yes, I said that again. And that's what she said. But look at it. It was fantastic. But let's end the night with the sweetest freaking little speech. This is from James, who was like one of the assistants on the tour. The sweetest soul learning English, and he wrote his toast. Take a listen, and I'll see you tomorrow.
I hope this experience will remain a warm and special memory for all of you. And I truly hope to see you again someday. Thank you. And I think the sound of volcanoes keep comparing like this going on.